Hello, it's your girl Ashley Renee, also known as AR, and thank you so much for tuning into yet another episode of First Hear Me Out, the podcast.
You doing your music? You doing your podcast? And real life.
I am so excited to be back with yet another episode for you guys. Let me start off by saying thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all have been showing so much love with season 6 from episode 1 all the way up to now. We really appreciate you. And to the new listeners, feel free to catch up. Take a week being some of the previous episodes, I'm sure you're going to be delighted to be a part of the First Hear Me Out family. But to everyone who has been supporting since day one, we truly appreciate you. Please continue to like, share, and talk about the discussions and the topics that's been going on with this podcast. Okay? Because as many of you may know, this podcast is sure to give you an earful that can last a lifetime. So before you begin to judge or assume, we simply ask that you first hear me out. All right, you guys. So welcome back to another episode. As y'all can tell by the title, we are talking common courtesy. Yes, this is a listener's topic. I decided to do this topic solo because I thought it was something. First, I was like, how am I gonna make this into a entire episode? But then I was like, well, ain't nothing wrong with doing something, a little short, sweet, just like a cup of coffee. So I figured this would be the perfect topic to just kind of touch on and meet you guys in the comments about, because common courtesy, right? You would think it's common, but as we've been starting to realize, common courtesy ain't so common to everybody. Okay, and it's strange to say because it's in the word. It's common. It's supposed to be common to everybody, and it's not. It's a lot of things I've been realizing that to me it's common courtesy that may not be common courtesy to other people, and then there may be a few things that others may consider common courtesy that it's just not to me. So I decided to do this episode to go ahead and touch on that. But let's go over the definition first, right? Because according to Google, common courtesy is a way to show respect and acknowledge the worth of every individual. So basic manners such as please and thank you and holding the door, etc. Right? How y'all feel about that? How y'all truly feel? Like, is it something you feel like you was raised on? Is it something you feel like you were taught? Is it something that is taught in school, in daycare? Is it something that should be taught by your parents or grandparents? Because a lot of us was raised different. Some of us was raised by parents. Some was raised by grandparents. And you can know that generations matter. That split in between makes a big difference. Some people are raised in Southern. They have different type of hospitality, different type of examples of common courtesy. Some people just, you know, they just don't say please and thank you. Okay, it's a lot of people I know, a lot of states. I've been to a lot of airports, and one of y'all states specifically got us beat. Like y'all do not say excuse me in the airport. And I don't even want to throw shade because I'm going back, but it's the principle. It's the principle of the matter that y'all really just do not say excuse me or thank you to people. Y'all do it to everybody, so I don't think it's personal to me. But I'm just But nevertheless, all right. So let's jump into it. Common courtesy. Does everyone have common courtesy? Do you teach your children common courtesy? Okay, these are some of the things that I just want to touch on in this topic. I don't want to be long. I want to keep it short and sweet. But those are just some of the questions that popped in my head that the listeners kind of brought to me, and I was like, I want to make sure that I at least get some of those answered. I want to touch on some of the different types of common courtesy, right? Because like there are like common courtesy when it comes to words, and then there are common courtesy when it comes to action. So words would mean like, the please, the thank yous, the no ma'ams, the yes ma'am, yes sirs, the I'm sorry's, the you welcome. The I'm sorry's. That's to me was a common thing. Like if you done something wrong, you say I'm sorry. If you made a mistake, you say I'm sorry. That's like the common thing to do, right? But to some people, that's not the case. Like they really struggle to say I'm sorry. Like people really struggle to say I'm sorry, and I'm like, even when they wrong, they just like, oh, it is what it is. So why is it not? So why is it common to some but not so common to others, right? But then you got the action ones, the ones like, you know what? Let's go over a couple examples. This is where I would like for you guys to chime in. So, um, what's a common one? Uh, Holding the door for someone. Do y'all think that's common courtesy? If you're going into a store and someone's behind you, do you hold the door for them? Do you let the door close on them? Do you? I'm gonna say I hold the door. I'm the type of person that holds the door. I just feel like that's a common courtesy. Now, if you blocks away, you somebody else might come out or go in by the time you get to the door. So I'm definitely closing. But if someone's right behind me, I definitely hold the door. If it's an elderly behind me, I hold the door. If it's a child behind me, I hold the door. um, if it's like the certain stuff, I'm gonna hold the door. Obviously, for gentlemen, it might be different because to y'all, that's just a gentleman thing to do. Or is it just common courtesy? Or are you the type that hurry up and close the elevator or let the door slam on the person behind you? Um, I'm just curious because I see it often and I'm not sure if it's just like a non-common thing for you or if you're just trying to be an asshole. I don't I don't really know the difference. Some people just want to be an asshole. They don't want to hold the door. But they know in their right mind that that's the respect thing to do. And some people just do it out of I went in and I'm gonna keep going. I don't have time to hold this door. So I wonder, is that a common courtesy thing or is that just something that you just don't think twice about? You doing it on purpose. If your mom would see you do that, she would cuss you out. Like, what's your ordeal when it comes to that? Because to me, that's a common courtesy thing. I just feel like it's something you're supposed to do. What's another good point? Saying thank you. I am a very, 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 very thankful person, and I probably say thank you overly. Like I probably overdo it. It's stuff that I might not have to say thank you. Thank you just comes out. Thank you comes out a lot in my vocabulary. Thank you. I'll be like, why did I say thank you? I don't know. But I did. I did. But to me, better safe than sorry. Better be better kindness than not, If you do something for me that I feel like you didn't have to do, or you didn't have to do as quickly, I'm gonna say thank you. But I realize that might not be as common. So how often are you saying thank you? Do you say thank you when someone opens the door? Do you say thank you when um you ask your child to get you something and they go get it for you? Or do you just take it and go about your day? I hear a lot of times, it's a quick gesture to ask someone to do something for you, right? Can you hand me a water? Can you hand me that pencil right there? Do you got that? Can you pick this up? Can you? And a lot of times the thank you doesn't follow. So I'm just kind of curious, is that like a common thing? Is that something you were taught when you were younger and you just don't do it anymore? Or just something you wasn't taught at all? You don't have to say thank you to no one. You don't, I don't know. To me, it falls again in the category of common courtesy. When someone does something for you, you say thank you. If you want someone to do something for you, you ask with the word please. Like it's kind of one of those things. But I don't know. Again, jump in the comments and let me know what y'all think about the please and the thank yous because I teach my child to say please and thank you. We use please and thank you in my household all the time, especially when you're dealing with somebody older than you. You should always be using the word please and thank you. But I find her doing it to her friends and stuff too. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back because be nice to them too. Teach them in case they don't know. Teach them. Speaking when you enter the room. Now, this is something I will say that I was taught by my mom. You speak when you enter a room, whether it's a party, a gathering, family, her house. You don't enter someone else's home or another room and you not speak. Like, now I'm not saying like you enter the doctor's office and you just have to speak to all these people that's there. I'm not saying that type of, but like when I show up at my mom's house, whoever's there, I come in, I say hello. A simple gesture, and I keep it moving. I don't feel like you need to be hi. My name is, to every single person, but I think it is common courtesy to speak when you enter a room. I just think it's common courtesy when you enter a room. I was about to say something else, but then I had to think about it. Like, even if it was just my best friend's house, I go to her house, somebody else is there and be like, hi. Like, I'm not going to just enter the room and not speak at all. But again, let me know what y'all think. Do you have to speak when you enter the room? Why should you speak when you enter the room? Or you taught to speak when you enter the room? Or is this just something you learn throughout life? Like going to jobs or, um, I don't know. I will say, entering a break room at work. I don't have to speak to y'all. We're on break, okay? Most of us got our AirPods in. Most of us, we can talk at work. We don't, when I enter the break room, I'm not necessarily entering the break room to have a conversation. No, I am not. So for certain places, no, no, you shouldn't have to enter the room. You shouldn't have to speak when you enter. But I don't know. It just always give me a weird feeling. Like I wouldn't enter my grandma's house. I wouldn't enter a friend mom's house without speaking. Like I just would not. I wouldn't enter anyone else's home and not say at least hello. A common courtesy thing. But again, let me know. Am I just being too kind, or is this a good enough example of common courtesy? So let me touch on another popular one. Um, you know how they say like you should give up your seat for an elderly or a pregnant person. How do y'all feel about that? I personally agree. I think that that's the common courtesy thing to do. I think that's also just a respect thing to do. Like if there's only one seat left and you see a pregnant woman or you see an elderly person, you give up your seat for that person. I don't know if this is something I was necessarily raised on. I know my brothers were, so I guess yeah. Like my brothers were taught. Like I've heard my mom say that, like you give up your seat for that pregnant woman, you give up that seat for that lady. But I don't know if it was ever a situation where my mom was like, get up and give your seat to, you know, that elderly guy, that old guy. Sorry. No, but I don't know if I've ever had to encounter that. But I feel like I've heard this a lot of times, and it's just something I've done. And there's been times where they turn me down, like, oh no, you stay seated. But I don't know. I feel like especially when I was younger and I used to catch the bus, I definitely used to always like offer my seat when buses was filled. But I don't know. Let me know. Is that something that y'all do? I feel like it's common courtesy. I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna stand on that. But it's been a lot of times where I will see people continue to sit. They'll sit, baby. They ain't gonna offer. They ain't gonna think twice. They look you dead in your eyes, but they ain't gonna think twice about getting up out their seat for you. They let them people stand, especially with canes and stuff. The wheelchair. Here, baby. Here, I'll stand. Um, but obviously that's something that obviously I saw my husband does a lot. Like he'll give us a seat almost any. I give him my seat too. Like I don't know. I think it's common courtesy, but let me know what y'all think about that one because that's a granny one right there. Grannies don't play them type of games. Your granny still living? Or you close with your granny? Or you was raised around your granny? I feel like your granny made sure you understood that one. Like that's a big no no. You don't let no pregnant woman stand while you sitting here in this little seat. I don't care if it ain't comfortable. You get up. You get up. I like my daughter when I did that. You get up. But let me know what y'all think of that one, okay? I don't think it's much to discuss about it. I don't think it's much to think on. That's what you do. You do it and you do it quickly, without second guessing. Let me know what y'all think of that one. But one last one I want to touch on is something that I think is common courtesy at people's house, but I don't think a lot of people do. Maybe it's not common courtesy. Maybe it's just something I think of. But let me know, because there's no judgment with this one. I promise. But when someone like a kid is coming to your house, do you move things around? Do you adjust certain stuff? Like, I mean, when I say kid, I'm speaking of like a toddler or younger, really, right? Because anybody else, you should be able to tell them not to touch something they shouldn't touch. But let's say you do have a lot of glassware in your house, or really nice like antique things, a lot of little marbles or crystals or things that's really really small, right? That's not technically proof for a toddler or an infant, right? Do you move things around when you know that you have like kids come up? Like, would you put those type of things higher up? Would you move candles off the table? Or are you the type that if you bring your kid to my house, you should make sure that your kid isn't getting into my things? Now, it's no judgment again. I personally feel like it is the common courtesy thing to do. Um, Especially if I knew you were coming, to just simply move these objects out of the way. Because for me personally, I don't want to be for the next 15, 30 minutes, however long you're here, telling you, don't touch, get them, watch them. I'm not going to be doing that for 30 minutes. I don't want to hear that for 30 minutes from the parent that's bringing the child. If I'm babysitting, it's no other parent here, so it's me, and I don't want to be telling your child what not to touch for 30 minutes when I know it's something that's going to catch up. They're gonna want to play with this. Why? I don't know. You see it? They're gonna want to play with this. Why? I don't know. But I have a lot of like small things like this around my house, and I tend to move those things. I tend to move them out the way. I purposely won't light a candle while you're here. I won't. This is certain stuff that I move when toddlers or kids are coming to my house. But is that a? I'm sorry, excuse me. Is that a common courtesy thing to do, or is that? I mean, oh, excuse me. Is that common courtesy, or is that just me? Like, do y'all move things? I'm trying to think of stuff, but like, y'all get the gist. Like, any type of glassware or small little marbles or rocks that use to accent your house and stuff. Do you move those things when you know that you have kids coming over, or do you expect? And this is for the ones who bring, like, let's say my best friend was coming over with her kid. Would you expect the parent to be the one to be on that kid heels? Like, I'm not moving my stuff around. Um, that's for you to monitor your kid. I want to know your thoughts on that. 'Cause like I said, it's common courtesy to me, but I wouldn't go to nobody else's house expecting them to move all their stuff around. Like, I wouldn't. But we coming over too. Like, we coming over. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think of that. I want to know. Cause I gotta stop. Cause I can stop moving mine. I don't know. I'm probably still gonna do it. But let me know what y'all think. Would that be something that you never thought of? Is that something that you were taught? Is that something that you raised upon? Is that something that's girl? Actually, you tripping? No, we're not moving our stuff around, and neither should you. Be honest with me. I want to know. It's a judgment-free zone. Okay. Well, as we wrap things up, I just want to finish on a positive note, saying that to me, common courtesy is more so just respect and kindness, right? Treat others how you want to be treated. Do unto others as you want done to yourself. If someone does something for you, simply say thanks. Someone, if you want someone to do something for you, simply say please. And to the youth out there, like, let's help them do better. Like, I see that we were taught a lot of things, but it might not be necessarily passed on to our kids, or those youth that we know are in our family. So maybe we can hear the kid not saying it as much. Maybe we can reflect on ourselves. This is something that I say a lot. Do I actually say please before asking someone to do something for me? Do I actually say thank you all the time? Or is it something that comes out only when I'm speaking to someone older than me? Would I give up my seat for an elderly person or a pregnant person? Um, would I move things around in my house? Would I hold the door for someone from now on, or hold the elevator, to let someone get in real quick if you saw them behind you? These are things that we can ask, and we can't be mad at our youth for not doing it if we're setting the example for them, right? Right. So I still want to keep this episode short and sweet, so like a cup of coffee. But now is your time to chime in. Use the hashtag at firsthearmeout to be heard and comment on all available platforms. I will definitely meet you guys in the comments because I really want to know what y'all think. Okay. Let me leave you all with our favorite positive quote: be everything and then some. Because why? The fuck not? But as always, continue to follow us at underscore first hear me out on Instagram and at first hear me out with Ashley Renee on Facebook. Merch is available to purchase, so make sure y'all DM me for that. Only pre-orders are being accepted at this moment. Because this is limited supply. But I hope you guys have been enjoying the podcast, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode. But as always, thank you so much for tuning in to First Hear Me Out. Until next week, peace.